Hello and welcome to this SlimDevOps Live episode 15, an ad hoc, unplanned, very much live stream. Hello Peter, how are you?
Hello, roving reporter PS Van here, live from the booth at OS Summit, trying this on conference Wi-Fi. What could go wrong? So, hi everybody.
It's brilliant. We're doubling down on all the worst practices because not only are you streaming on Wi-Fi from a conference, but I'm streaming on Wi-Fi here. We thought we'd inject some jeopardy into proceedings, to sort of, boost the ratings.
Yeah, there's been so many good talks on streaming. We decided to just not listen to any of them and just do it this way. So.
Yes. Anyway, I mean, I'm not there in person. Obviously, you are, but I've got all my merch and everything now, so I'm fully regaled in the Slim.AI stuff, which is really good. So before we get into this too much, if you are watching this on YouTube, this was originally recorded live on twitch.tv/SlimDevOps on the 28th of September. If you would like to join in these streams interactively, then please come and give us a follow over there. And with that, it is time to say hello to everyone. So welcome back, Yannick and Danny and Monica. Thank you very much for joining us again. I hope you're well. Now, Monica, you're joining us from somewhere else in the OpenSource Summit. I saw your talk earlier. Yeah. That was excellent. Very well done. I loved your slides.
Yeah, we got to meet Monica in person. It was amazing. The community tea time. She had a tea recommendation, ready to go, knew exactly the best place in Seattle to get tea. And it was just amazing to see her. It was such a nice thing. And then we got to check out her talk earlier as well. And that was really cool. It was all about streaming. A lot of good advice from some guy named Martin and from some of the people that she plays hot rod racing with. So that was really cool to see. It was a really great talk. So.
Yeah, it was a different kind of talk, and I suppose Monica was talking about how there's been a growing group of people who are doing sort of live coding streaming around the sort of the Linux space, and how Monica has got to know a whole bunch of people and feels like she's met them because of video, and is now actually converting those sort of online stream friendships to real in-person meets. And I'm a little bit jealous because you've actually met Monica in person.
Yeah.
I never have.
Oh, that's amazing. I didn't realize you guys hadn't met in person.
No, I've never met Monica.
Yeah, I thought her talk was just so heartfelt, about because I think that's a big theme here is, just what people are going through in COVID. And it's obviously the first time we've all been together in person at a conference. And it's not a huge conference. There's not a ton of people here, but, it is very novel to meet everybody in person and see them again and, do this hybrid conference thing, which is probably what we're going to be doing for a little while. And so I thought Monica hit a really nice note, which was in these streaming communities doing this live coding, we get to share some passion about, whatever we're working on for projects. And then you get to meet friends and build a community that way. So it felt really good. And I'll say I tried to say hi to Monica afterwards, but she was mobbed with fans, adoring fans. And I didn't get a chance to talk to her after her talk. So yeah, it's really
brilliant. Good. Okay. I had some feedback that the audio is a bit loud. Your audio was loud. I've made some adjustments my side.
Okay.
I'm sure that'll be fine now.
Okay.
Well, I just said, I'm not there. So I've been attending the event virtually. I think my experiences of doing the Open Source Summit this year are quite different from yours. I'd be interested to know, what's it like to be back, at an event? There you are, you've got your Slim.AI mask on, and I've seen that the presentations have been socially distanced and what have you.
Yeah. I'll say they've been really, really cautious. The Linux Foundation has been really, intentional about how they're handling COVID, and everybody has to be vaccinated. Everybody gets, a scan when you're coming in for the morning, and you have on your badge sort of these day by day, stickers that you get and stuff like that. So I think overall it feels very safe and, feels good. Like I said, though, there's not a ton of people. Obviously, some people made the choice that they wanted to attend virtually, which I think is great. And so, a lot of attention on the virtual presentations and stuff like that. But but overall, it does have a nice feel of a quiet kind of get together with friends. There's a lot of really nice and open and engaging people here, and everybody's kind of coming up to the booth and chatting and stuff like that, and people are definitely keeping their distance, and there's not a lot of handshakes, there's a lot of elbow bumps and stuff like that, but it is nice to be here in person. It really is. So
Yeah, I'm a little bit envious, but then again, I think you've been manning the booth. I've been manning the virtual booth as well. I know you took over as it was getting late for me last night, but I think my experience is different in that I have been able to enjoy most of the presentations. I was able to go through the 3 days of the track, and using the online platform that you get access to, as a delegate, I was able to mark all of the talks that I was interested in, and some of those overlap, obviously, because it's a really dense set of tracks.
yeah.
But for me, the sort of community and leadership track, and also the diversity track, are really strong and full of excellent talks. And yeah, I've been able to watch a whole raft of those, and they've been fantastic, including a keynote from the new diversity director at GitHub earlier, announcing a program called All In, which sounds fabulous, and we need to point Gillian in her direction, because they've got a bunch of organisations that have signed up to that, and it is so what we're doing already. We should get on board there. So that was a fantastic talk, really excellent.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably been the talk of the conference so far. That's been the one that's kind of caught everybody's attention, and certainly that community track is where a lot of attention is focused. But that talk in particular, we've been hearing a lot about it, and certainly Jillian's going to be talking to those folks, and it'd be great to get involved. We also get a lot of questions at our booth just about what we're doing to help maintain our community and support our open source project and stuff like that. So people seem pretty interested in companies that are built on open source and how they're managing that. And so it's what Jillian's talk tomorrow is about. So that's definitely been, I'd say the main theme has been around sort of how you support communities and do that in a healthy way. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, they've been, the majority of the tracks that I've been in have been along those lines. I did drop into the 35 Fedora releases in 30 minutes late last night. I'm a desktop Linux romantic, so I couldn't not watch Matthew do that one.
Yeah, Matthew's really great. He's really engaging. He was at the booth talking to us for a while. He was one of the first people to come over and kind of say hi, and then I know he was at Monica's talk as well, and asking great questions and stuff like that. So yeah, it's really cool to see that. I'll say my experience has been quite a bit different. I haven't gotten to too many talks because I've been here at the booth in the conference center, which is a very weird feeling, but it's been really good. People have been coming by. Sort of a lot of companies are here. There's some open source projects that are here. So I'm next to the folks from Yacto, that project, and Datadog is next to them. I will do a real cardinal sin of streaming, where I'm going to try to move my camera and give you guys a little 360-degree view here. Unless Martin tells me absolutely do not do this, but
no,
I'm
let's
going to give it a try.
I mean, the worst that can happen is we lose you, Peter, and we'll just
you guys just keep chatting.
Through. You go for it.
I've
even made you a conference cam.
A conference cam. Here we go, live on conference cam for the first time ever. Oh look, it's Jillian.
Hello, Jillian. How you doing?
Just perfect timing. So this is the conference.
I think we've lost motion.
I am going to try to come back. Do you still have me on audio?
I have you on audio just fine. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess conference cam's not going to work. So let me see if
it worked beautifully this morning.
Yeah, we actually did a dry run of that, and let me see if I can come back or not.
You're back.
Back. All right. Well, rule number 1: don't touch the camera. But I'll see if I can zoom back a little bit, and you can see the booth Esme, and our friend Kat is here from Influx Data. If you guys are using Influx Data, so yeah, we're making a lot of friends here, and it's really nice. Yeah. So,
That's
but yeah.
fantastic. I see there's a few people that have joined us. Thanks very much for the new people that have followed us here.
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Are you at the event, or are you participating virtually? Those of you that have just dropped in, and also hello Esme, good to see you again. How are you?
Hi, Esme. So, yeah. Yeah, Martin and I did a walkthrough this morning of the entire tour. It's a little quiet here now, I'll say. I think everybody's at lunch, which is why we kind of picked this time to try this little experimental stream. But yeah, we've got a lot of cool companies here, like I was saying, there's Teleport and Sauce Labs and Influx Data. And so these sort of, like kind of cool new and emerging technologies. And then there's the big folks here too. I think Monica mentioned SUSE is here, and Red Hat and all that. And our CEO, John, is here. He's coming up to the booth now. And yeah, so we're just having a grand old time here at the booth. So we're definitely in the back. We're definitely running the startup playbook here with the table in the back. But we've also been giving away a lot of T-shirts and a lot of Cody stickers and a lot of socks. So we've got our sock game on, and yeah, it's all going well.
Fantastic. You mentioned Red Hat there. I noticed in the sort of the event portal that we log into to see the talks and what have you, there's a section from Red Hat, and in there's I think it's called the Red Hat Arcade, and they're showcasing 8 games that have been developed using open source technologies.
Yep.
And there's it's not a major theme, but from my point of view as somebody who's got a keen interest in desktop Linux, there's a small theme I've noticed. So there's that on the portal from Red Hat, a bunch of games, of which several are quite fun. But then there was a talk yesterday about sort of, the state of open source game development platforms for Linux yesterday. And then also one of the keynotes was about the Open 3D engine, which was the Lumberyard engine from Amazon that got donated to the Linux Foundation recently, and how that's being built out. So
I was just talking with the speaker, Jeffrey, I believe his name was. He came by our booth and we were talking, and I was a New World beta tester, so I was geeking out with him about New World. And we basically left it that we're going to connect in New World because, we don't need to connect in person. We can just connect in New World. So, yeah, that was really cool. But...
Yeah, no, it's great. But, with Valve, bringing their Steam Deck to market, which is a Linux-powered portable games console, and just last week, the announcement of Proton, which is the compatibility layer that makes Windows games run on Linux, getting support for easy anti-cheat and BattlEye. It does seem to me, as sort of ever the optimist, that we do seem to be at a tipping point, and it might be that even more games are gonna be available to me and my friends on a Sunday night to play on Linux.
Yeah, games are definitely a theme here. And then Esme mentioned watching the Embedded Linux conference. There do seem to be a ton of embedded folks here. It's definitely a hot topic. Like I mentioned, we're kind of next to Yacto, and then there's some folks down here to the left of me that have just a ton of devices set up, so Raspberry Pis and different IoT devices. And we've been talking to a lot of them as they kind of come by the booth. It seems like there's actually a lot more embedded people here for the embedded side than there are maybe for some of the open source stuff, but maybe it's kind of 50-50. It's hard to tell, but there are definitely a lot of interest in the embedded side in addition to gaming, for sure. So.
Right. Yeah. Yes. There's a friend of mine who's speaking I think he's had his talk already. Chris Simmons. He's somebody I've met through my local hack space. Cool. A few years ago, we used to, in the before times, we used to meet on a Thursday night in one of the local pubs, and it was amazing that the sort of alpha level nerds that lived in this area of England that started coming to this, and he's a keynote speaker, I think, at this event this year, Embedded Linux, and has been in the past. And it's kind of amazing to think that you've got someone with that kind of expertise on your doorstep that you can have a chat to and pick their brains on a Thursday evening over a pint.
Yeah, that is super cool. Yeah, so it's been an interesting conference. And I see Yannick's mentioning self conference. I don't know if we're planning on that. We just announced today that we're going to be sponsoring the Cloud Native Rejects conference, which is all virtual, but it kind of coincides with KubeCon this year. So there'll be an in-person component in LA, and then it's a one-day conference. So we'll be sponsoring that. And then I think everybody's kind of gearing up for KubeCon 2 weeks from now in Los Angeles. So if we can get our streaming set up right and get conference cam really minted and going well, then we'll be able to live stream from KubeCon as well, which will be fun.
So I've been doing prototype conference cam on my personal streams to show off bits of hardware. And the first time, I think somebody labelled it potato vision because the quality was so bad. It has improved, so it's my hats off to you, Pieter, for getting your first conference cam so well executed on your first try.
Well, good. I think if I just get a shorter cord and maybe something to hold the camera with, I should be able to do conference cam a little bit more steady. I need to reduce the number of moving parts on conference cam, and it should be great. So
is there anything that you're looking forward to, either sort of today or tomorrow with the event ahead?
There's a couple things. So, I mean, obviously we have Jillian's talk coming tomorrow afternoon, so that's going to be really exciting. There's actually, there's a few things going on. There's a party tonight that the SourceGraph folks are putting on, so that'll be interesting. That's kind of the talk. That seems to be where everybody's going. And then tonight there's like a little event that's in this space, so they're going to kind of invite all the attendees to come and kind of mill about and talk with some of the sponsors. And our CEO John is going to be here, sort of answering questions for people and doing all of that. So if people are actually at the show and tuning into this or following us on Twitter or whatever, come by our booth tonight around 5:30 or so, and we'll be chatting and giving away swag, of course. And then that's pretty much the plan from our side. And then I think tomorrow I'll get out and go see a few more talks, because I haven't gotten to see too many of them yet. So
so there are a couple of talks I'll highlight that I'm looking forward to. I think they're today. So Yannick says, no, Pieter, you're doing it wrong. Apparently you need a cameraman holding a 4K digital camera. Now,
okay.
I don't think you're only one step shy of that, because you're doing this on your new camera, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, I wonder if Yannick has any suggestions of people who we might be able to bring over to do that. If he was volunteering, or knows of anybody who would take that job, then that sounds great. But I'm trying to get as close to 4K as possible, but we'll see how it goes.
And Monica says that her and her husband are coming to that party, so you'll get to see them both there as well.
Oh, and we have Josh.
Hello,
Josh, my coworker, who's going to be with me at KubeCon. So Josh and I we'll get conference cam between the three of us, Martin, Josh, and myself. We should be able to get conference cam ready for KubeCon, and that'll be a thing. We'll do that. So
very good. So the talks, I can't remember if they're today or tomorrow, but there's a couple of talks that are around sort of leveling up your skills with GitHub workspaces and organizations. And I'm looking forward to those ones. They're going to be the first sort of technical ones that I will have watched. Because there's just been such a good track of community and diversity that I haven't had the opportunity to steer outside of that yet, but there's a little lull in that the density of that track, and there's a couple of good tech ones coming up. And Jillian's tomorrow. I'm very much looking forward to that.
And they have that learning lab and stuff like that too, so I think I'm going to go check that out maybe right after we get off this. So fun times.
Brilliant. Well, are we gonna have another go at this tomorrow?
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should try it. Maybe we'll try a little bit earlier in the day and try to beat the rush, and then we'll give the full tour, and we'll go from there. So
all right. So if you're not following here, please do, so you'll be aware, or follow us on Twitter. We'll announce this in our Discord and on Twitter and what have you. We're not going to set a firm time because obviously Pieter and the rest of the gang there are fielding a booth. Like I know that Pieter was busy with somebody at the booth whilst we were just getting ready to start. So it will be in flux, but follow us in the usual places, and then you'll know when we're going live.
Yep. Roving reporter will be back, so just need to find the right time. So, but this was fun. I'm glad this worked out. Little minor camera glitch, but we'll get it corrected for next time. And
well, it's something to look forward to for tomorrow, right? For those of you that aren't there, Pieter, we'll do a virtual tour.
Yeah, and if anybody has any questions or they want something for me to check out, or if anybody wants me to grab swag from other companies for them, just let me know. We'll hook it up. So
very good. Right.
All right.
Well, thank you very much, Pieter. I think that was excellent. Well done on the setup there. Thank you everyone for stopping by and saying hello. I hope you're enjoying the conference, for those of you that are attending either in person or virtually. And if you're there in person, stay safe, and I hope I will get to meet you soon. All right then.
Thanks everybody for stopping by. Talk soon. Yeah.